The pre-order for Kill Team's Nachmund is coming this week. This will be the first box set released under the new pricing scheme from GamesWorkshop with its approximate 5% increase. So what can we expect? For the contents of this box, there will be an upgrade sprue for the standard Chaos Space Marines sealed behind the exclusivity timer built into these releases. In addition, there will be Eldar Corsairs hidden behind this as well. Though branded as a Kill Team's box set, this is most certainly a box set designed for general consumption by the Warhammer 40,000 audience. The addition of terrain to the set in such voluminous quantities is a means of justifying setting this at a higher price point as well, though there is somewhat of a surprise here. When Kill Team Pariah Nexus was released, everything was locked behind a £90 box set in order to obtain heavy intercessors and flayed ones. Interestingly, though other boxes have been released, Kill Team Octarius seems to have been the ceiling for the price we've seen so far, which was £120 upon release. The fascinating part, as I mentioned before, for me, is I was expecting this box set to be priced above Octarius. With the issues I've seen with pricing involving Eldritch Omens, and the pricing of other Kill Team sets, by default, I was going to assume the box's value was going to be £130 to £140. So there is a plus that's appeared in all of this, which is Nachmund is a lower price than I, and many others, had anticipated, with it being launched at only £115, which means it will be just under $200 US and around 230 Canadian dollars for those of you in North America. To be clear, this is a quote win unquote as much as there can be a win in all this. The box's price is relatively low in comparison to other iterations of product. But there is still multiple flaws behind this particular product, and we're going to talk about it. The first on our list is going to be the paywall of new weapons and units. This is obviously an unpopular tactic to many, and it's one that I personally don't like. The new Space Marine sprue for the Chaos Space Marines and the new Eldari Corsairs can only be obtained through this box, and this will likely be the case for several months. Next on my list is that the upgrade sprue for the Chaos Space Marines themselves is both underwhelming and needed for the current squad. These models are not new, but these weapons and the upgrades within are. The new faces are great, the new helmets are okay, and the chain cannon is badly needed for squads that lack real firepower. But beyond that, this sprue does very little to actually add anything to the failings of the Chaos Space Marines as a unit. And having this locked behind a paywall does them no favors in the broad sense of Warhammer 40,000 as a game. This sprue is, of course, marked for being for Kill Team, but in reality, it's really for the main game just as much as it is for Kill Team. Finally, we come to the main reason why this box set, and many others, are going to become increasingly hard to sell. Terrain. There is an abundance of terrain in this box, much as there has been in many of the other Kill Team and even 40k related boxes in the last few years. For many, especially now, the value of the units inside the box are diminished by having to take on such large quantities of this additional terrain. Unlike Octarius as well, there's nothing limited about the terrain or unique about the terrain. It is from kits which we have already had available for an extended period of time. So with that, I ask the question: is Kill Team Nachmund worth its value? For most people, I'd argue no. For Chaos Space Marines, there is not enough here to justify the investment in such a substantial box set. Having to find Eldari players to section off pieces with may be difficult, depending. And it's a lot of work to get access to what is a sprue with one valuable weapon and some head bits for a kit which is generally underwhelming on the tabletop by most accounts. For Eldari players, though Corsairs may have many weapon options, they will find it difficult in equal measure to find a dance partner as well. Also, if this unit would be functionally powerful in 9th edition's tabletop scene is still very much questionable. To add further, for Kill Team players, do you play Chaos or Eldari? Or do you want to play as them? Are you interested in these units? I'd actually like to hear from you in the comment section below regardless. This is a box that is on its surface, as mentioned prior, that is meant to be pointed towards Kill Team players specifically. Do you feel it gives you good value? As I did point out prior as well, I was surprised by the product pricing not being as oppressive as in recent years, at least comparatively, and with the current circumstances abound. To finish our recap, I think some people may need the terrain, but most people will view it, and rightly so, as a means of inflating the value of the box set significantly, while adding very little to most people's core game. Terrain is a niche product in general for Warhammer 40,000, given that most people don't have the space to play at home, and don't bring their terrain with them to their local game stores. But this is just my appraisal. If you have anything to add, agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. With that, have a great day.